May God bless South Africa, our land, our heritage. May God grant us the wisdom to steward, preserve, increase, and multiply our nation, to administer justice and righteousness in all our affairs. For our sake, our children, and their children's children.
Hello and welcome to your Village Community Cast, where we continue to bring you stories of South Africans doing great things as we continue to celebrate our beautiful country, our land, our heritage. Well, today we're out here in Mpumalanga in Witbank, where we were just about to meet the Wenzels, and we get to hear their incredible story together with Usis Thembi Ubisi. Do stay tuned and send in your comments. Follow us on all the social media platforms, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, as well as on our WhatsApp line showing on the screen. Be part of this conversation. You absolutely don't want to miss it. And let's go inside and meet them. Very few things have made sense in the year 2020, but there's one particular story in our country that has gotten all of us warmed up, all of us really challenged. And today we get to hear real stories by real people here at the Wenzel home. Malcom, thank you so much for welcoming us into your home, Malcom and Kiki.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Do you want to just take us through who's sitting here so that our family knows exactly who we got on set?
Okay, so first, this is my wife, Kiki Wenzel, and this is the beloved Thembi that is working for us, Thembi Ubisi.
Thembi, unjani mam?
Ngiyaphila.
Hey wena, muthi wa koloi. So guys, you know, every story starts somewhere. What we've seen in the past few months of this year did not just begin, with, Malcolm throwing Thembi in the pool or Malcolm buying Thembi a car. It began somewhere. When I walked into this home, I was like, somebody thought of this. I'm like, yo, whoever did this is amazing. And I think I was just telling you, Kiki, you have an extremely beautiful home. Let's start off with your love story. Where did that all begin? Where did the Wenzel start?
Yeah, well, it all started about 4 years ago. I met Kiki. I was buying cars from a car dealership that she used to work from. And yeah, that's where our love story started. Before that, I was single, was married before. My previous wife is deceased. So yeah, that is, and Thembi started working for me about 9 years ago, but not as a domestic worker.
Yeah.
All right, so she was working at one of my other companies as a tea lady, and then after my previous wife passed away, the lady that used to work for us, she went her way. And then I called Thembi and said, listen, I threw her into the deep side and said, come, you must start doing work at my house. And yeah, here she is today.
And that's how it all began. Kiki, I really want to get into your heart and head. So Malcolm walks into this dealership and you see him, and then what happens?
Well, he was quite a funny guy, which was the first thing that I was interested in him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was also a genuine person. And yeah, his heart tells stories. And as everybody knows and as everybody else can see, what I saw in him was 2 times more, because he was making eyes at me.
As he still
you have
is.
to do what you have to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, and then when I joined the family, Thembi was there, but Thembi playing the part as the carer for Malcolm, the carer for the kids, and me stepping in there. Thembi and I became very close in that sense.
Yeah.
That she told me a lot of things, and I told her a lot of things, and that's where our relationship grew. And I would say that's where we bonded initially all together with the kids, with Malcolm and myself. Yeah, and Thembi just basically carried us through emotionally.
That's amazing.
you know, not only as a helper in the house, but as a mother to turn to, as somebody who would give advice, you know, somebody really, really wise.
So I'm told that yourself and Thembi are the real terrorists in this house. I'm told that you are like the instigators of everything that we see online.
No, normally nowadays when I come home, there on top of the street, I start to get myself into a mode to know, okay, when I stop there, you must just check the surroundings and see what's coming for you. Isn't there a flying egg coming? Or when you walk into the door, there's flour getting thrown on top of you, and this one is pushing you in the swimming pool. So yeah, no, it's a battle zone out here.
Let me tell you, you know what's really interesting for me is that as the viewers, as people, who view you from outside, I mean, Malcolm, you have this really naughty face, right? So everybody would assume that you're the one that actually comes up with all these pranks.
Oh, well, most of the time, the stuff we do isn't staged. A lot of the stuff isn't staged. And that's what makes us a little bit different than other guys that create content. The stuff that we do is we almost permanently go about and capturing memories and stuff on our cell phones.
That is amazing.
And that's where, if we go on holiday, if we go, even have to go and drink coffee, we take stuff of random people or stuff. And when something really tickles me, and when something happens, that's when I place it on social media. So we don't, most of the stuff isn't staged.
That's amazing. So what really inspires the life that you live? Because you come across as very authentic, you come across as very out of your face, and yet you've got such an incredible story. What really inspires your life?
What inspires my life? Okay, so the best thing for me, the most important thing for me is to give to others the amount that you want to receive. Okay.
That's amazing.
Okay, so one of our Christian values is to take care of your neighbors, and if you value somebody, you must show them, and the amount that you value somebody is the amount that you show them.
That's amazing.
So obviously, I've also got a saying that an open hand will always receive. If you give, you will receive.
Absolutely.
And in abundance, we are blessed with good health. We have got a happy family. We've got good friends. We've got good employees. We've got good mothers. Everything at this stage is going good for us, and I think it is because of the way we give and we treat life and how we approach it.
Listen, I must really attest to that, because when we walked in, your two little girls came down the stairs and they were like, hi. And when you walk into a home, the way the environment feels and greets you says everything about the type of home it is. And immediately when I saw the girls, I'm like, this is home. That's exactly what it feels like. So I can definitely attest to that. Let me come to Sis Thembi. Sis Thembi, now I want to get to know you. But home, like we just see this is Thembi, that always does all these funny things. Sis Thembi ngubani, and where do you come from?
Thembi ngithembi ubisi.
Okay.
Yeah, ngizalelwe eBushbuckridge.
Okay.
Yeah, kula ngizalwa khona. Yeah. Ngapha eWitbank ngaqala kuza forum ngizobheka umsebenzi.
Okay.
Yeah. Ngasala ngathola nomshado khona ngapha eWitbank.
Hayi wena uzizamele kaloko.
So ngaqala ukusebenza kule ndoda amathi Malcom. Yeah.
Manje ufike njani? I want to know, like, where did you meet? How did you know about that opportunity? Yomsebenzi.
Ngikhona umunye umngane wami bekasebenza khona. Yeah, ngamcela ukuthi nangabe uthola umsebenzi ne ungitshele. So wangitshela ngaya ngathola lo baba wathi umsebenzi okhona uzoyenzayo nje itiye. But I was desperate being vele ngifuna umsebenzi.
Yes.
And bengithandaza every day uNkulunkulu ukuthi yazini ngifuna nangathola umsebenzi ngizowurespect oqala and I will be a hard worker. Because ngihlupheke kakhulu after umama washona kwaqala ubaba kwalandela umama kwalandela ubhuti besithi kuphela kumama
Wasala uwedwa
sengasala
sisithembu.
ngingedwa for nabantwana bami kuphela abantwana bayi4 bantombazana wodwa bese mangithi ngangathola umsebenzi I will work hard and ngizombonga uNkulunkulu because I was praying every day if I can get work. So azange ngibheke ukuthi umsebenzi muphi azangikhethe ngathi noma umuphi ngizawusebenza.
You will do your
Yeah,
best
yeah, my
with the
best.
one le
Yeah.
otholayo. Manje mawucala ubona ubaba, what was your first angithi masiqala ukubonana ne everybody creates an impression. Mangicala ukubona wena, you know, I have an impression ngawe. I'm sure Malcom has an impression. But so when you saw him for the first time, what was your impression?
He was an angry one.
Really? Was he that guy?
Yeah, loba lo bengimsaba shema ngifuna ukutshela manga. Ngini mara ngizosebenza kuloba ngicela ngizibuza ama questions ngiziphendule. Am I going to cope with this guy? But ngithe ngithe ngifuna umsebenzi. Ngathi ngizabona ngaye mase ngisebenza. Angasebenza. And akafuni vele mistake yena. Right,
Straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward. It's a right guy, but into ezihamba so akathanda.
Which is good.
Ufuna
Ngoba
into
sikhuliswa
straight.
izinto ezi-straight.
And ufuna amaqiniso inkinga yakhe. Yeah. Truly speaking ufanele ukukhuluma iqiniso ne kuye.
Yes.
Nangakhuluma iqiniso kuye noma ingaba into ibhedi kangakanani
Yes.
akana problem.
That's
And
wonderful.
uyakwata manje ahambe mara makabuya la sekuphelile.
Oh, that is
Sewuxolile sesiyaxoxa futhi
Yeah, you know
sesiyahleka
what,
futhi.
when like she just said to you, if you have differences, you sort it out and tomorrow everything is
It's
done
done.
and clear, there's no hard feelings.
That's amazing.
So yeah, from the start when she started to work for me, remember I've got lots of other people working
Yeah.
for me. I know how to work with people.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing to work with people is to treat people with respect. You want to treat somebody the same way you want to be treated. But also you must from the start let them know that they need you've got your rules and they have to
Absolutely.
stick to by
Sure.
about it, and then we can work together in a good way.
Creating healthy boundaries.
Yes.
So Kiki, maybe just to bring you back in, how do you then, as the mother of the house, just make sure that within those healthy boundaries and within this relationship that we've seen evolve, that there isn't an overstepping of those boundaries? Because this happens a lot with employers and employees. And sometimes in a home, it's very difficult to manage, you know, with militants, those boundaries. How do you keep that all together?
Well, I think we all know where the boundaries are. Work is
Sure.
work and play is play, and I
Sure.
think we've made that clear from the start. So yeah, everybody knows how it works. But yeah, as I think people will pick up the vibe. You know, as you said, you walk into the house and you can feel the kids. You feel the vibe. So I think in the same way, Thembi and Grobbies will pick up our vibe, which is usually a Friday vibe.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
So we're here at the right day.
Yes, so it's usually a Friday vibe where everybody's a bit relaxed, work is done, everybody can sit down and chill and make a joke or two.
Sure.
So there's a time for everything, and I think everybody knows that. So nobody's ever uncertain of when to play and when to work.
to actually work.
Yes. So
Yeah. So let's talk about the whole environmental issue. You know, you guys live within a neighborhood, and by now everybody knows exactly who you are. They know that all sorts of media houses, you know, have tried to interview you. How's that? I mean, how does that feel going from just a family, you know, and then now all of a sudden you are South Africa's darlings?
Well, I think it's not that difficult for us because it suits our personalities. We are outgoing, and
Yeah.
like you say, we are naturally aspirated people. You
Yeah.
know? So it comes naturally natural to us. It's not such a big thing. Thembi said, I've asked Thembi, and she said she likes it when people
Yeah.
come to her and say, "Hi, are you Thembi?" But there's also a fine line of where people get too much. Nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we embrace it. We embrace the attention that we get, and it's good attention.
That's excellent.
So we embrace.
So what are
it.
some of the comments that people have said to you when they meet you? I mean, I was at your lovely mall just down the road. And I thought, oh, this is such a homey place. So what do people, I mean, that's the kind of place where somebody can walk up to you and literally say, hey, Malcom from, I would do
Yeah,
that.
you know what? If somebody comes up to you and greets you, you must gonna greet them back. You know, so
Oh,
it
Malcolm.
doesn't need. You know, I always say to people, I'm not famous. Okay, I'm really not famous.
We're well known.
We're well known.
Oh,
a guy like
okay.
a guy like the mentor and people want to look up to, like I look up to a person like Madiba. That is somebody that I call famous. If you can call a 3-year-old now and ask who's Madiba, they're gonna tell you. That's
He is.
Madiba. That's the story about him.
Sure.
They know something. At least know his name. If you call a 3-year-old and ask them, you know Thembi and Malcom, he's gonna play with his car. So we are not that famous. We're just well known, and yeah, for what we do in society, we want to make a statement, and we want to. She's always got this saying, and she can say it to you. We want people to be like us.
Oh, I'm going
And
to
that-
melt on this couch. I am going to literally evaporate on this couch. Let me explain to you the heart of what we do, you know, as a production team. So the heart of what we do is that we are telling South African stories that should inspire the people of South Africa to realize that, first of all, we have a beautiful country. Secondly, yes, we have differences and we have very strong differences, but actually we can live together. We can, you know, and it's not impossible, and we don't need government or any other institution to regulate how we live together. You're a human being, I'm a human being, and if we can relate at that level. And maybe let's talk about that, because it's something that I feel very strongly about in my heart. You know, the racial tension. How do you guys manage, because the cultural differences are incredible, especially when you're sharing a space like a home. How do you manage all of that?
Well, for us, it's simple.
Yeah.
Okay, I was brought up, like I said, to respect, firstly, your elders, respect everybody as normal human beings. We are all, doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, we are all creations from God. And if you are seeing that in a religious way, and it's the right way to go, then you're not even supposed to see color. You know, people go mad when they see a video where I'm drinking from the same bottle of Thembi.
Yeah, no, I saw that one.
They are
The
going
Woolies one.
crazy when, you know, one of my workers is sitting in front, driving with me in my vehicles. They are going crazy when, you know, it's normal. And if you're going crazy about it, then you are not normal. I'm telling you that. Okay.
That is.
Because you are supposed to, this is one country, this is everybody's country, where we stay here, and this is given to mankind. The earth is given to man to live on. Not given to black people only, or to white people, or to Americans, or English, or whatever. No, for us, to say how we cope with it, it's second nature for us.
Yeah.
We live together. We don't care about nothing.
Yeah.
And I think mainly it goes deeper than just a racial thing.
Yeah.
I think it goes deeper than that. It goes into pride, and you know, people are prideful. They want to proclaim the land, and they want to proclaim their rights. Whereas, and we judge each other. People judge. Whereas we should rather take hands and join together and lift each other. So I think it goes deeper than that.
And then, Sis Thembi, another thing that happens, you know how we are sometimes, you know, as people, you know, I'm going to meet you, go molong, and then, hey, Thembi, you know, Zenza ngono, now you're better, you're driving a car. Do you ever get that? And if you do, udila njani nayo?
Hey, ngihlangabezana nayo kakhulu, most especially manje makunemoto. from around nje abomama engisebenza nabo la emakhitchen nayizolo bebasakhombana naye nangu Thembi hey nangu Thembi mangehla ukuthi yilo mama bebathi balungu bakhe bamthengele imoto abanye bathi nginenyoka abanye iziningi nje
So ifikile
Iziningi,
inyoka.
ya sengilandile inyoka so mina ngithanda ukuthi umuntu ne ngimbeke la yena afuna ukuthi ngimbeke khona abanye bayasho ukuthi siyathandana sino Malcom
No.
yonke nje izinto nje abazikhulumayo.
Let's talk about that. That. Of course, that was going to come up. How do you feel about the fact that there's a possible romantic?
Let me tell you what, people that go even to think about that, if they cannot even see that this is a magogo for me, first things first, the age difference. So for that people who think that way, it's obviously a matter of jealousy. And just to bring back to the point that you asked Thembi, you know what? She's got a car. She's got a very nice wardrobe. She's got electronic stuff that only teenagers can dream of.
Sure.
She's got everything anybody can ask for. Okay? She's got health, which is the most important thing. But you know what? After all that, she's got a car, and some days she still comes with a bus. She drives with a bus. She's never late. You can now go through this house. There's not a dirty spot.
Absolutely.
I can't even remember when last we had a fight about you not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We fight about who's watching which channel on the TV, but not about
the work. And not about the actual work that needs to be done. So then, for other, I mean, we've seen, with all the service delivery protests in our country, we've seen with all the unionized sort of companies and all the issues that come up with employment relations. As an employer, Malcolm, what would you say to other employers there who are really struggling with racial issues, with cultural issues, and general human relations?
If you're struggling with racial issues, then it's a personal thing that you've got inside of your head. For me to go and blame today's stuff that happened to me on a racial thing because of the municipal workers not picking up the bags on time, it can be easily put on racial, or it can. I would definitely say it's due to incompetence, not racial. Why go racial about anything? Why is it always when something good happens to somebody, it goes racial?
That's right.
Okay? So yeah, Thembi got a car now because she's black. And,
Yes.
it's black women owned and
Yeah.
what. Or, why did you buy her a car? Because
That's it.
she doesn't deserve it. And why, it always goes, everybody, if you want to play that racial card in all aspects, it will every time be played. But the thing is, if you've got intellectual intelligence that you can actually use, okay, that you're supposed to use, it's given free to you. And think for yourself and take the time and study the thing just within 1 minute. You will find that it's not necessary to go that way. It's not necessary. And people use that as an excuse. Yeah, the roads today is in a bad state because of
The black
those.
municipal.
Those people took over the land now. And those guys earlier fought in apartheid. It always, if you play those cards, then you know what, you don't have anything to do with that. Okay, if it affects you in some way, yes, it can affect you. But it wasn't you that did it in the first place, or it wasn't your responsibility or fault for it. So why take action with it?
Sure.
So, yeah.
Sis Thembi, so after you had then settled, ukusebenzela uMalcom, ne? Iqale nini, when did you sort of start relaxing? Iqale nini ukuthi ungamsabi? Ukhona manje ukuthi uphuze naye udlale naye. When did all of that begin?
After lesikhathi sengiqala ukumsebenza la endlini ne bekahlangahlangene angisho uyabona umuntu makanganayo umama
Unkosikazi.
yeah.
No, I need him to hear what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
Are you hearing what she's saying?
So uyahlangahlangana abe ne depression abe ne stress ayenze zonke lezi zinto ezibhedayo and ngathi mina ngiyamyeka lo angeke ngikhona ukuthi ngiqhubeke ngisebenze naye but ngoba ngikhuliswe esontweni ekhaya mama ambe kumfundisi nobabami
Wow.
and then kubuya le ngqondo ukuthi nangimshiya aso
Uzomshiya nobani?
yeah ngimshiya nobani and nabantwana ngapha and then uzocasha wena mhlawumbe and wena awazi i-background ukuthi
Yeah,
ubuya kuyiphi
okay.
bese mawufika la uyathutha uyahamba aqashe omunye uyahamba aqashe
And by
omunye
that time
uyahamba,
uba
and uba destroyed
destroyed.
so ngathi as a mom ekta ukuthi angihambi ngizohlala la mangifika ngithola ngikhuphuka le phezulu bengimenzela ikofi mangifuna ukumbona ukuthi unjani bengimenzela ikofi ngikhuphuke naye angazange ayicele leyo kofi ngikhuphuke nekofi mangifika lapha ngimthola lele what do you want ithi oh ngithi
Ithi, "Oh."
ngizokubona unjani how are you athi I'm fine so ufuna don't preach me ngithi angipreach nethi ngifuna ukubona ukuthi unjani abhema kakhulu ngifihla ugwayi athi where's my cigarette ngithi I didn't see it I didn't see it say where's my cigarette angizange ngiyibone cigarette yakho and ngiyifihlile because bese ngiyibona ukuthi le nto le iyamlimaza
yes.
noma ngihamba ngifuna ukuhamba seka right and ajabulile every time I used to tell him that Thembi athi thank you I just wanted you to be happy again.
Oh, sister, I'm gonna cry. Oh, guys, no, I'm gonna cry. Malcolm, talk to us about that phase and how you.
You know what? When you are,
Oh,
I think when you are alone and you've got nowhere to go to, then you started doing all these stuff going in directions, right? So,
self-destructing. Yeah.
and yeah, I wouldn't call it self-destructing, but it was definitely
Coping.
at that stage. It was a matter of me dealing with my stuff. I would not. I would go out and do some socializing or going to casinos and stuff. You know, late nights and hangovers, and that's where she came in. And she now I can look back and I can for sure that's why I'm looking very, very good after her now because she
Yeah.
actually
Looked after
after
you.
me.
Wow.
Okay, so and when you said to her earlier when did she started to relax, I started to relax was when I was coming home and everything was sorted, you know. Thembi was coming in the mornings 4 o'clock. Even when before we wake up, she would come in. My two daughters would she would pack their lunch for them. She would organize them everything ready for school, their school books. She can, you know, and she didn't have to do that. Okay, and that's where I just saw somebody that would really look after me and taking care of my needs. And you know what? I was then starting to, okay, we need this for the house. And I said, okay, I can't go to the shops today. Then I leave my card with her
That's
at the house. And then
amazing.
she would go with a Checkers trolley to Checkers, walk and
Wow.
bring back the trolley to home. And when she goes back at night, she will drop off the trolley again at Checkers,
Wow.
does the house shopping. And you know, all that stuff accumulated to see that, you know, I found this 1 in a million person that is maybe sent for me
Sure.
to really come and help me. And you know, with all the stuff that she helped me, everything just came better.
You know, Bahlali, it is so easy to assume that you know when you see the result of years and years of investment in a relationship. Today, we are hearing and exploring the story of the Wenzels and Sis Thembi Ubuyisi and how it all started. Do stay with us. We'll take a quick break. I need a bit of water and I need to go and cry. Do that with me and we'll be back in a second. We we are back, Bahlali. Do get in touch with us. All the details are at the bottom of your screen. We are on WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. And certainly Twitter. Do tell us, what do you think of this beautiful story? Do share your comments. We would certainly like them to hear what you think of this incredible story. It is your favorite community cast, Ilibo Village Community Cast. And we are here at the Wenzel's home, and we are hearing an incredible story. I think for me, this certainly makes my holiday, especially because we are still in lockdown. So Malcolm, maybe before we get back to you, let's get to Sis Thembi, because I want to dig into you. I mean, your depth, Sis Thembi, is amazing. I feel like you're a real PK. Do you know what a PK is? A PK is a pastor's kid. Like, you are a real PK. She's a real PK, you can tell, So Sis Thembi, omnye umntu, like you say, when Malcolm got better, how did you know that he was getting better? How did you know that now things are getting better?
When I came back the following day, I was even coming on Sundays. Saturdays, I'm here. Sundays, I'm here. And people were blaming me, hey, bayakubhatala. Why you when every day we am emsebenzini?
Khona lapho,
Hey,
wena phambili.
yeah, and I know my story. They didn't even know what I'm going to. So maybe you can tell me, Thembi, you can stay, and then I will come late, 5 o'clock or half past. I used to stay and no complaints. I didn't complain. So as time goes on, I can see that Malcolm is no more that one
You
was.
met,
Yeah,
yes.
because now he was limiting as I was hiding his cigarettes. Yeah, he started not to do that, and then I tell him that this is not right. Say I need you, and the kids also need you. So let's stop this and do this. And then when he was sharp, I can see when he brings my friend.
So you could tell about all right, because Sisi came.
Bring my friend. He brought me a friend, and then he was also saying, Thembi, this one's my friend. You can do this for me, please, please. But I didn't even see that friend. Okay?
Yes.
But I believe there is a friend. I started to say, oh wow, why? At least something is coming, because I couldn't make him that happy.
Yes, of
without a
course.
friend.
Yes.
I was just like a mom, not that friend of his.
Yes. Wow, Sis Thembi, that is absolutely amazing. And other people, Sis Thembi, ne? Angithi sometimes masibhekana siyabantu, ne? We see all the wonderful things happening ebomini bomntu, and we assume that, like you say, umuntu nenyoka, or there's somewhere lapha tla khona. Talk to us about the value of hard work and dedicating yourself emsebenzini.
That's very, very important. Leyo mhlambe ngayichaza kahle ngesizulu.
Yes, ma.
Yazi umuntu uyawufuna umsebenzi ahluphekile, umthathe umfake emsebenzini. Only to find ukuthi lo muntu lo so uthi hayi sewuza kuwe umfunela umsebenzi umlungu wakho. So umlungu wami wayena angakhona ukuthi amenze abe wakhe.
Umlungu wakhe umsebenzi.
Ubuya kuwazo complain ukuthi hey, you know your boss, it's mine, it's not mine. I give it the boss to you. Why don't you take that boss be yours? So umuntu afike lapha a relax. Bomama uvulele TV from each generation. Look, it's at work. Ask Malcolm. He didn't even see me one day watching Generations. I'm so big Generations. Oh, mangi ngizimoto ethi brr.
So uyacima.
Kitchen. Dog, I know my work. I didn't even get afraid. Even if he can come and get me seated there, I will tell him that I'm not feeling well, or I'm taking the break.
Yes.
So I can't just. You have to be a hard work.
So it's important to
It's important ukuthi usebenze.
And uhlonipha
Uhlonipha
umsebenzi.
Umsebenzi is very respectful, mama ngitshela. Because if you are not working, you will go and ask all over the and you have two hands. God give you everything the other person can do. Why must ufanele uhlale ekhaya ungasebenzi?
Sure.
Uloku hamba ucela. unabantwana bantwana bakho uyobakhulisa njani
And ukuthi umsebenzi asiwutholi Sithembi ukuthi
Sidlala
masiwuthola
ngawo,
sidlala
sidlala
ngawo
ngawo.
umsebenzi.
ngizwe abanye bomama akutshela ukuthi ya uze nomngani wakhe uze newashini yakhe and angeke ngize ngiyiwashe why because abangani baka Malcom nabangani bangani bami
Even if bengabangani bakho but
it's
his house, so you do what he says.
Uyangazi ukuthi vele mina ngihlanye ngithathe ibag yami ngiphume ngihambe ngoba isikhathi sishayile
Wow.
mina anginasikhathi sokushaya la
Yeah, you always
I
go
don't
when
have
you-
I don't have
yeah.
time to that is
shaya.
shayile Malcom if you can ask me Tembi can you take this for me isikhathi sishayile what
Why?
fanele ngimncede isikhathi sengiyamtshela is everything sharp but yeah okay I'm going and then I will see you tomorrow
Yo, Sithembi ibamba pho mntasekhaya. Wow. Wow, we'll come back and just get advice from you as a mom, as an employee. Yazi Sithembi ukusigeze, kesigezeke, you know. But before that, Malcolm, Tembi mentioned something really heartwarming, that she began seeing the changes in you when she also started hearing of this friend, you know, that had come into your life. So when did the tide turn for you?
Man, obviously you go through stages, and if I always say when the night is at its darkest,
Yeah.
you must know that the day is at the
Is
most closest.
coming. Wow.
So during those stages, I met Kiki, and yeah, fell in love. And obviously, it's like settling again for the first time. It's like everything gets knocked back into you, and everything starts making sense
Sure.
again. When you're in a tornado and everything's spinning, and then when everything settles down, you just listen to the silence, and the silence speaks to you, and then everything will fall back into place. And that's when I to meet her, she's a very, very, very respectable lady.
She's beautiful.
She's very beautiful.
She's
She's
beautiful.
got excellent values, and the stuff, all the qualities that a man seeks into a woman, I definitely found in her.
You know, Malcolm, there's somebody watching right now and listening to your story, and they're going through exactly what you went through. They may not have a Tembi. They have not met their Kiki. They are still in
Well, if
the...
they don't have a Thembi, I don't have good hope for them. I'm joking.
Okay, so you know, and they're going through this tumultuous time, and all they want is that voice of hope. What do you say to them right now? Let's just talk to the men specifically, because, you know, from your story, I'm picking up something very positive, that sometimes men can really die with everything that was given to them if there's no help available. So what do you say to them?
So if you're in that hole where you think you're alone, my advice to you would definitely be, look at the stuff that you're supposed to carry. If you've got children, if you've got responsibilities at work, people that look up to you, you must definitely for sure know that you are not alone. Okay? Although you think you are alone. And then that everything's got the right time to happen. Don't go totally. It's okay to take a break. I'm not saying everybody can keep on going. Doesn't matter what situation you have in life. You get knocked down, but you have to get up and keep on going. You mustn't completely let go
Sure.
or give up. That's the thing. You mustn't give up. That's why Nike's doing so good. They never gave up.
I know, they just do
They
it,
just
right?
do it. So, yeah.
They just do it. Kiki, many young ladies, young moms, young wives are struggling with some of the things that you've had to go through. Sometimes when we walk into a man's life and we find any woman, whether it's the mom or the sister, there's sometimes those frictions. In your case, it was Thembi and possibly other women in Malcolm's life. What would you say to women, especially with regards to how to keep a home, how to manage a relationship so that everything works harmoniously?
Well, I think everything comes back to not being prideful, like Thembi said. You know, you can't be proud and say that you can't do this or that, and that's not your job. So the same goes with everything else. You need to be humble, and you need to take responsibility for the things that you have to do. Even though we've been through a tough time during lockdown, we must just keep on pushing and help each other up. Be humble. Let's rather take hands and help each other up and go forward, instead of criticizing each other
And pushing
down and like we spoke about the racial card again. So the same goes for you as a mother in the house, my relationship with Thembi and with Malcom and the kids. We need to work together as a team, and it can be tough sometimes because we are a big family now. But we need to respect each other and take hands, be humble, and go forward. Work as a team. So for a lot of women out there that can feel that their husband is not giving the right amount of attention or working together as a team, just do what you have to do as a woman. Do your responsibility, play your part, do what you have to do, and carry on.
And be consistent.
Yes, be consistent.
When I guess it's Thembi, uthini kobantu, ababukeleyo namhlanje, who are looking and envying your relationship with your employers, what do you say to them, just to give them a word of advice?
I-advice yami ngithi abantu mabayekele kuba ne-trauma. I-trauma lento ye-racist is a trauma. Mabakhiphe le trauma yabo le.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yeah, babe strong. Bakhiphe le trauma. Ngisho ukuthi abantu ebelungu apartheid abasenayo. Inathi. Because umuntu ufika la abone everything okula sis. Azitshela ukuthi laba ba rich laba. Ngifuna bangibhadali imali encane. A complain. Mara akazelanga kuzo complain. Uzosebenza. Yeah. So but after that uya complainer athatha izinto zabo because abangibhadali and labantu ba rich. Wena awusabhekanga kuzosebenza sobheka izinto zabo ukuthi obathenga imoto kusho ukuthi banemali. Ingani bangangifakeli mina imali bathenga amakara. So ufanele ukuthi uzitshela ukuthi ngizosebenza. And then imine yami phela la.
Yes.
Kuyafana la ukuthi I'm hunting for money golide.
Yes.
Golide yami ngizoyigubha la.
Yes.
So fanele ngimuhloniphe umsebenzi. Bomama mabayekela indaba yokuthi babe traumatized ukuthi hey abelungu bane apartheid. Akusibonke abelungu abane apartheid. Fanele thina sibafundise. Ukuthi apartheid yaphela. Fanele sibafundise. iBhayibheli lithi you must love your neighbor as you love yourself. So ufanele umfundise umuntu ukuthi wena unjani. Even if naye anayo that racist uzobona ukuthi hayi khona la. Yeah, uzoyiyekela hayi la umuntu uright. Ngono ngihlehlise or ngibeke right for yena. Ukhulume kahle naye umrespect. Even if aphezulu akhulume naphezulu ufanele ube pass. Ube pass nje uzithobe. Hayi ukuthi uzithobisa ukuthi yena umlungu. Uzithobisa ukuthi umuntu and then ngeke iboss yakho omunye nomunye uneboss emsebenzini.
That's right.
And abantu bangibuza ukuthi why ngibiza uMalcom ngeboss. Malcom azange athi mina ngimbize ngoboss. Umuntu nomunye uneboss yakhe emsebenzini. And it's real. Ukuthi umuntu abe neboss. Ayixoxisi iboss. Nawo na iboss.
Vele.
Maniceda la fanele ni reporta ku boss ukuthi sambe so. So nami iboss yami and then mina I decided ukuthi mina ngithi boss. Mina self. So abantu bacabanga ukuthi Malcom uthi hey wena ufanele ungibize boss. Ayikho i-racist la kulo muzi.
Yo, that is amazing, Sis Thembi.
Yeah, it wasn't written in a contract that she must call me. She must call me big boss. I'm just joking.
That's beautiful. Now, before we close it off, let's do the getting to know this beautiful family game, right? So we want to know from you, Kiki, what is the one thing that South Africa does not know about Malcom and Thembi that it's the reveal thing. We want you to reveal. What is that one thing that we don't know about them that you want us to know?
You're not allowed to tell.
No, come on. We want to know, do they wake up standing on one leg? Like, we want to know, come on. Okay. So while you think about
Yeah,
it,
give me a
Malcolm,
minute.
what is that one thing that you want South Africa to know about Kiki and about Thembi that we don't know?
Well, I don't,
Dish
to
it
be,
out.
to
Bring it
be,
out.
to be honestly, I don't even really know what's their next move gonna be. So I can't tell you, seriously, like I said, these two,
like the
you'll get them
instigators.
together at the restaurant, planning their next move when they have a cup of coffee or something. They're planning their next move. So, yeah, I think what you see about us is what there is to be seen.
Yeah.
Nothing, no hidden
No,
agendas, nothing.
Malcolm, there must be something. There
Yeah.
must be something.
Well, everybody knows that Malcolm's terrified of mice and rats.
Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah, he's
Oh, really?
terrified.
So how do you manage that?
Well, actually, they pranked me by buying a pet rat at the pet shop. And I came home, I brought some lunch, and I told everybody, let's come sit there at the table. Had lunch, I bought Nando's, and we had lunch, and Thembi was sitting at the table eating her food, and then all of a sudden she took out the rat and threw it on the table. That was when I went through the roof, running, screaming like a lady. And yeah, they actually kept the rat and named him Nando's. And yeah, unfortunately,
And where's the rat now?
yeah, due to I'm just joking.
Unforeseen circumstances.
I'm just joking. No,
that's hilarious.
one of the kids' friends asked
Yeah.
if they could have them, and I gladly
Let it go.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I want to confess.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna confess. So Malcolm is terrified of rats. So we kept the rat, and the kids kept it in the room in a cage. But then it doesn't want to stay in the cage, so it came out, and then it was walking around the bed.
Yeah.
and it started eating. Thembi and I know about this. It's our secret. It started eating
Let
the
it come.
bedding and the mattress, and and started chewing everything.
You
the
see,
pillows.
you see.
Did you say we mustn't tell Malcolm about this?
Yeah,
Okay. We are not
We
going
must
to.
just get
But
rid of
they,
this
yeah,
right now because it's
destroy.
destroying the house.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. And you're only hearing about it for the first time
yeah,
today.
no, and
Well,
you
thank
can be
God we
glad
came
it's on
here.
live TV.
Then he called me and says, "Come look here." We lift up there. The rat was just eating the mattress, the duvet, the everything.
Wow, that's incredible. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So, and then this is Thembi. So, what is it that you want South Africa to know about Malcolm and Kiki that we don't know? Chele, tell us.
Malcolm and Kiki
They can party.
party nje ngama Fridays lapha ziyaduma
Ziyabuya.
baba ziyabuya baba
Yeah.
nathi siyajayiva lapha
Nikhona.
kumnandi
Kuyangena.
ya kumnandi nje
Yeah.
She's very clever.
No.
On Saturdays,
Yeah.
she sends Grobbies to work. no more Thembi.
Who's Grobbies?
Grobbies. He's the other guy he's the butler. He works
Oh
in the
yes.
house, yeah.
Okay. No. We
Yeah,
met him
yeah.
when we came in already. So you no longer come in on Saturdays.
I
Oh, go
work
you.
Saturday, Sunday for a long time. So now is my time
Come on, girl.
to relax.
It's like.
How ngokuhamba ngemoto yami ngihambe ngi-enjoya nami
Sister Thembi, tell us.
ngimigqibela.
By the way, listen, congratulations. Hey,
Yes.
congratulations. You're now a South African driver. How does that feel?
I feel very. I don't even know what to say.
Hey.
Luxurious.
Sengizizwa ngiyinkosi. Yaye bayinkosi.
Ngiyayibona
Yeah,
inkosana.
inkosana. Seba ingathi ngathola bathini i-bodyguard.
I-bodyguard girl.
Yeah.
Nkuzwa
Yeah.
kahle. No, it's been really, really amazing spending time with you. Thank you so much for having spent your morning with us. And I'm sure that this story that we've heard today is going to stay on the hearts of South Africans for years and years to come. You've done an extremely incredible thing.
Thank you, Ayanda.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Siyabonga.
And that was a whole morning, my family, Bahlali Basekaya, with the Wenzels here in Woodbank, a beautiful, beautiful place with really beautiful, beautiful people. I think another day we'll try and see if we can actually have a look at the expanded family. As I said, when we came in here, we were greeted by two beautiful girls, you know, with the most amazing smile. And it's been an absolute incredible pleasure being here with the Wenzels. Do chat to them, chat to us, subscribe, comment, and follow us on all our social media. It is Ilibo Village Community, and it's been absolutely beautiful that we've had this time. We are telling South African stories by South Africans because this is our country, our heritage, and we will celebrate it until we have nothing left to celebrate. Good night.